The low resolution. I didn't think about this. No, it didn't show the achievement. Oh, there it is. Yes. Is there a way to? It only.
Mr. Hungry YT.
Oh.
PogChamp.
Pog. Field of view all the way up. We did it. We didn't play for 5 years.
Mr. Hungry YT. Epic gamer moment.
Now that was epic. I don't know if they've added anything to this game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's
Is this louder than me? I think it is.
Was simple. He sat at
Whoops.
He pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427
Did that texture just not load, or is it supposed to be that blurry?
Of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Happy little guy.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley.
Stanley
Something
had a
he would
parable.
never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
This is blurry as
call
fuck.
a
I don't know if
meeting,
it's supposed to be
or
like
even
that.
say,
This looks
"Hi."
pre-rendered.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete
Oh, here we go.
isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
It's pretty sensitive. Yoop. There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's a game kind of like this called Subliminal or Sublime
When
or something.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yo, why is Stanley so
Mr.
short?
Hungry
I'm like
YT.
half this frame.
So, what do you plan on doing in TSP?
I don't know. You ever notice? Dude, Stanley's hella short. You see this? My dude's like 4 feet tall.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you, take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers, resent coworkers for not supporting you more. This game's pretty epic, I must say.
Dagger16899. He's
Stanley
probably
stepped
like
into the
5
broom
feet 11
closet,
inches.
but there was nothing here, so he
Mr.
turned
Hungry
around
YT.
and got back on track.
Have you seen all of the endings already?
Nah, I think I've seen like 3. I played this game for
Coming
like
to a
40 minutes
staircase,
once,
Stanley walked
and then never again
upstairs
for
to
5
his
years.
boss's office.
Hello. Free box.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Mr. Hungry
And
Whitey.
for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I don't think I've seen this
And
ending.
at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Nah, he's crazy,
He
man.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm
Dagger
still lucid.
16899.
So,
Crazy
he
odd.
imagined
Crazy
himself flying and began to gently
Oh!
float above the ground.
Oh my god, that was disorienting.
Then he imagined
No!
himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Oh!
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be?
Frick.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Oh my fucking god.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
Yes.
I wish it to be over.
I'm done.
Let me go back to my job.
I want to go back.
Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Let me push them. Please.
It's all I want.
I want it.
I want my
Mr. Hungry
apartment
Whitey.
and my wife
The narrator
and my
voice
job.
acting is so good.
All
It
I
is.
want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Fuck.
Stanley began screaming. Please,
Oh my god.
My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Moriello.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh, fuck.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh, she didn't even call for help. More yellow. Me when something is too green or... Wait, no. Me when something is too blue or red. I need some more yellow. Y'all know what I'm saying?
Hungry YT. You can turn on subtitles BTW.
I love that sound. Where's that subtitles at? Subtitles? Closed captioning. I'll do full cap. Nah. I'll do half captions. And I'll also do a little bit of this.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I hope this doesn't look fucking terrible on stream. Every time I try to stream a 3D game, it looks so bad.
Dagger16899. Haha, more yellow. Picture of that woman.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Man, that'd be crazy.
This
Oh,
was not the correct
whoops.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Damn.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
MC_888916.
Stanley simply stood
I
here,
forgot this
drinking
game
it
has a
all in.
5-year achievement. It can technically be cheated, but doing it legit is a madlet move.
I know, bro. I got it.
But eager to get back to business,
What's up,
Stanley took
MC?
the
How you
first
doing?
open door on his left.
I want to go in the... Nah, this is the anti-rules one.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh my lord.
Look, Stanley, I think
MC_888916.
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
So,
foot here.
who wants to
I'm
unlock
not
the
your
game's
enemy,
biggest
really, I'm
secret?
not. I realize that
Me
investing
by
your
playing.
trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? Mariello?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley.
Oh, I picked up the phone before he told me to.
YT. Stanley x Mariella OTP.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
That's the same number as his desk.
MC_888916.
All right, now.
It
I
is
want you to
something
come
that
in and
cannot
tell
be
me
achieved
all
by
about
simply playing the game. Dev console is only for the most strong-willed.
Gotcha.
Can you handle
Oh,
it?
come on.
Maybe later.
Did you actually
I don't know
think
right
you had
now.
a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I'd like to imagine that this is actually what the narrator
This
looks
is
like.
a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Aw, man.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes
Dagger
is a reminder of the
16899.
inconsequential nature of his existence.
What happens if I press 1? Or 3? Or Z? Anything but 2? Uh-oh. I clicked the wrong thing. Didn't do anything. Wait, no. Now I'm pressing 2. Nothing's happening. Oh, no. I think I locked. Oh, I'm pressing 2.
Mr. Hungry YT. LUL.
What did I do? I think I broke it. 2 should work, right?
MC_88916. It takes extreme power to comprehend a dev console, and even more power to unlock and utilize it.
Maybe it's like up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, enter. Nah, it ain't the Konami code. That's as much power as I got.
Mr. Hungry YT. Haven't seen this glitch, but I think you must have quick saved or something.
Yeah, I kind of just slapped the
Mr.
keyboard.
Hungry YT. And that broke it somehow.
I'll re-click the function buttons.
MC_88916.
F6?
To be worthy of the dev console,
F7.
I will give you some simple tests to test your power level.
Alright, man. That sounds weird as fuck. But I'll do it. I fucking broke the game, bro. God damn it. I was trying to press anything but 2, and then I broke it.
Mr. Hungry YT. You got the message to go away for a sec. MC
Yeah, if I click F6, it goes away.
First, tell me your favorite 2020 meme.
Hey, 2020 meme. I don't know. I don't know any memes, man. What are some good 2020 memes? I'll get back to Stanley's Parable in a second. 2020 memes. Or like meme templates, I guess.
Dagger 168.
I guess the sad dog's pretty good.
Ricardo Milos.
I'll go Ricardo. Dude, I broke this fucking game. This sucks. Wait. No, it doesn't do anything. Begin the game again? If I quit to menu, do I go back to here? Let's hope I do, huh?
MC_88916. Next, explain the cognitive trade-off hypothesis.
Cognitive trade-off? I don't know. God damn it, I broke this game. Cognitive trade-off. You give up certain things for cognition? Dude, this sucks.
MC_88916. Now, tell me the correct answer to 9 plus 10.
Don't you want?
Mr. Hungry YT. Might just have to begin a new game, LOL.
Fuck. That sucks. Alright, next time when it tells you to press 2, just press 2.
This is the story of a man named...
It ain't worth it.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible?
Woo.
They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
For your final question, what is the true meaning of breakout pop hit hey ya? Mr. Hungry YT.
Yet there was not a single person
don't
here
get any
either.
dialogue by
Feeling a
refusing to
wave
press the
of
buttons when
disbelief,
prompted to
Stanley
net ending.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
You
to
mean
his
to hey
boss's
ha?
office.
I'm trying to remember the lyrics. I know you go, hey ya, but I don't remember anything else. Okay. Yeah, that's the true meaning. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, you failed the test by a long shot. You are not worthy of the console. But I will play with fire, and do something extremely dangerous, give you the secret instructions.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination.
Am I doing it wrong?
The 2, 8,
Mr.
Oh!
5.
Input 8,888 twice.
Eight.
Hey! 8 time.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, what
MC
did he do?
Convenient.
8916. They will be whispered to you. Good luck. Use it well.
All right, man. Thanks, bro. I'm waiting for instructions. I forget if I started off this one following instructions or not.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in
shit.
his chest,
Mr.
as though he
Hungry
felt more
Whitey.
free to
You meant
think
literally
for
I
whisper.
think I saw
to
you had the
question the
achievement for
nature
getting
of
the
his
normal
job.
ending, but
Why
not
did
sure.
he feel this now?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Over
I think I had
years,
3
it had
before
never
today.
occurred to him.
MC
This question would not
88916.
go unanswered for long.
The instructions have been whispered to you.
It's gonna be a dick pic or something, bro. Ooh, bro, that seems like a lot right now. I think I will do that at another time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
MC_88916. It's not nearly as difficult as it seems.
Seems like a lot right now.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Can I read
Did
that?
he have the strength to find out?
I can't tell if it's a bad texture. My eyes are terrible. I cannot read that paper.
Now the monitors jumped.
Fired.
to life. Their true nature
Fired!
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Oh, what am I,
Stanley's
427?
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced
Where am
to
I at?
images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally
MC_88916.
monitored in this place
Believe me,
where freedom
The
meant
majority
nothing.
of the paragraph is just backup instructions in case the main procedure fails. The main procedure is very easy. Mr. Hungry Whitey. I think there's a zoom function in the game, but I don't remember how you activate it.
Zoom. Console? Oh. There's a strafe button. I don't know what the fuck that does.
MC_88916. I think
Oh.
it's active through the console, LOL.
Huh. Strafe. Strafe does nothing. What am I? I'm 427? Boop. Found me. I think I'll mess with the
This
console stuff
mind
later, my
control
guy.
Facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Boop.
No. He refused to believe it. He
427.
couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, basically you right-click the game in Steam library and select properties, then select launch options and then type console in the text box. It really is that easy.
Oh wait, no!
Oh,
Fuck!
Stanley,
Oh no!
You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Bro!
Kept you enslaved all these years. You go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
My dumb fucking ass.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to go. Turn the controls off. And leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Bruh.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star.
What the fuck?
It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what.
Why did I even press 4?
Shame we have so little time
Why was that a
left
thing?
to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
0001?
Where are we going? What all this means.
0142?
Where to start.
Oh, where's the 0?
You've got to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before
3?
you're obliterated.
3?
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them.
There's a
turned off
5.
the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever,
3.
pushing
Why is there a
buttons
3?
endlessly and then
3?
dying
4?
alone. Other times, I let the office sink into
I've got
the
a minute
ground,
left.
swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing.
No!
Watching you
It was the wrong thing! I'm so fucked. That was like it, bro.
Rich, I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go around will be
1, 2,
even better.
1, 2, 3, 4.
My
Why didn't that
goodness,
work?
Only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Where's the 4?
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Oh, the door closed!
You just assumed when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off.
Oh, I did!
Look at you, running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing.
Bruh!
These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Think that, Stanley, that this video game can be beaten, won, solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Wait, why does this one say 1? Yellow.
Because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Red.
To see you made
just that easy.
This is not a challenge.
Can do it
It's a
easily.
tragedy. You wanted to
All right, my
control
guy, I
this
get it.
world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Play 427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to strike. 30 seconds.
I don't think there's any solving this. I think you're just supposed to be panicked.
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice? Make it count.
MC
Or
underscore
don't. It's all the same to
88916.
me. All a part of the
There's
joke.
nothing you can
And
do.
believe me,
Bruh.
every second of your
MC
inevitable
underscore
life from the moment we
88916.
fade in until the moment I say happily ever.
Damn! Fuck.
Mr. Hungry YT. I love the way this game can manipulate and mess with your emotions.
Yeah, I was straight up doing exactly what it said I was doing. Alright, let's do the let's do the thing this guy's talking about. That was a pretty cool ending. I like how it's like, oh, you're just running around, pressing all the buttons, trying to find a way to make this work. I thought it was a puzzle at first. I really did.
MC underscore 88916. Once it's activated, the console can be activated with the key.
Oh. Zoom.
MC underscore 88916. On the main menu, type the command map1.
Map 1. Vac secure mode disabled. I don't like that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
420.
MC underscore 88916. Pause the game to make the console reappear.
Does it have my fucking IP on there? The hell's going on, bruh? Is this guy trying to like hack me or something? Where am I going?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any
MC underscore 88916. Bind 5 and underscore fire, picker unlock, and underscore fire, picker open, point at any door with a handle,
had assigned
and
it
press
an
5
extra
to open it,
secret
even
pin
random
number,
environmental doors and doors closed by the narrator.
2845. But of
Beware as
course,
this.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Bruh, this feels not good. I don't think I should be typing this stuff.
Mr. Hungry YT. I mean that's something you would want to do after you've explored the game normally.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Stanley
I think I'm
just
just gonna play
sat
normal
around
right now.
twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know
2845.
the combination was
Mr. Hungry YT.
2845.
If that's
Yet
not something
incredibly, by
suspicious.
simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Wait, am I doing the same? I think I'm doing the same route again. I'll escape this time. Oh, wait. Yeah, this time I'll escape instead. Ah! Bruh.
Descending
I don't know what
deeper
kind
into
of
the
system
building,
info that has.
Stanley
I don't want that
realized
open.
He felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his
Hungry Whitey.
chest, as though he felt
No,
more
okay,
free
that's
to
a real
think for
command.
himself.
Okay.
To question the nature of his job.
I'm scared as hell over here.
This now, when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
I need to... Alright. I do not want to play with any more
Stanley
console
walked straight
stuff
ahead
right
through
now.
the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Ah, bruh.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Me IRL. Yoink!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Here's
Stanley
something
can't see
more
the
than
big picture. He
crosshair
doesn't
one.
know the real
Add to
story.
crosshair.
Trapped forever in his
Remove by
narrow
replacing
vision
the
of
one
what
with
this
the
world is.
Bro, I
Perhaps
think
his death was
I'm
a
just not gonna mess with the
by
console right now.
cutting the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yep.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ooh.
MC_88916. I told you that you weren't powerful enough to comprehend and use the console, LOL.
I guess it's just got
And yet it would be
system
just a few
information on
minutes
it and my
before
IP.
Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been
MC_88916.
created for you long in
I gave the man
advance,
too much
death
power,
becomes
LOL.
meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh, that's Stanley's office. Nature paintings. It's the office. The buttons.
Mr. Hungry YT. Yeah, this ending has a lot of information on the development of the game.
Office computers. Ooh, they got solitaire. Ah, no they don't. They got nothing. Screens from the development of the boss's office. Good on them for settling on the middle one. The other two are way worse.
Hungry YT. Spoopy 7 rip solitaire.
Yeah, man, we ain't got time for solitaire. Freedom ending. Ooh. I want the freedom ending. That countdown ending was very good.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. how they wish to control one another, how they both wish to be free.
Who are the two? Is it me and the narrator?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Ah,
you can
Rip.
still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
That's a pretty cool ending.
This is the story.
I think I'm gonna do one more of these. Then call it.
Mr. Hungry YT. That's pretty much the end of that route. If you wait, you just get
All of his
crushed.
co-workers were
LMAO. Makes
gone.
sense.
What did it mean?
They probably wouldn't
Stanley
fake you out
decided
twice.
To go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I forget which ways I've gone already. I could do like the disobeying route. Oh, wait a
When
minute.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'll do the disobeying route, and then I'll actually turn
This
off
was
the
not
power
the
this
correct way
time.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all,
Cold
just to spend a few
drinks.
moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ooh, I haven't done this route yet. But I'm gonna do this one.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but
Mr.
you
Hungry YT.
all this time.
IIRC,
There's
there's a
someone
total
you've
of
been
like 18
neglecting,
or 19
Stanley.
endings.
God damn.
Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Wait a minute.
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
There's like a...
She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
I think I might have been doing this wrong. I think this leads to me being dead on the ground.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Something weird about this one is like
All
it
right,
inches
now,
you forward
I
a
want you
little
to come
bit.
in and tell me all about your day.
It's so weird.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Oh, I remember. This is the
This
broken
is a
one.
very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
5.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
E.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
8.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press 5 to watch
And
TV.
so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, He stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
B to spend time with the
So
boys.
he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
You.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he
A game
called
with
it
a baby?
The Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it.
Is that the correct
again,
time?
And then again.
Damn, that's
and
cool as
again,
hell. That is the correct
over and
time.
over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be?
Oh wait,
Perhaps
that's
if
an
he
hour
played
behind.
Just one more
I think that's
time.
just a coincidence.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed.
Mr. Hungry
The
Whitey.
longer he spends here, the more
Rip the 7
invested
rip
he
life.
gets.
Yeah, rip the
more
wife,
he
man.
forgets which life is the real one.
Press 3.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I'm gonna.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
My
I'll
wife.
try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, that's a sad ending.
Mistake 43.
Hey!
Aloha.
Super Mashed
Mr. Hungry Whitey.
All of his co-workers
Thanks for the fried dragon at Mistake 43.
Stanley decided
What's up,
to go to the
Mistake?
meeting
Dagger
room. Perhaps he had simply
16899.
missed a memo.
Thanks for the pride shrug at Mistake 43.
I think I'm just about to get off, but thank you for showing up. I had a CTL match scheduled earlier, but the guy was a no-show.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And now I was just gonna
Mistake
play this game for a
43.
little bit.
Sorry I missed your match.
Yet there
Definitely
was not
wanted
a
to
single
catch, but was
person
still
here
getting
either.
grosser IIEs.
Feeling
No
a
problem,
wave
bro.
of disbelief,
43.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, I
Coming
think
to a
this
staircase,
way.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But
No!
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Fuck
He
me.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
I've
And
already
in such
done
a
this ending.
competitive economy,
LUL.
Damn. It's really hard to remember all the endings. I just want to get back to the thing, except this time I want to turn it
all of
off.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So far, I've seen like 5 or 6 endings, though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
Cramps,
open
what's
doors-
up? Let me figure this out.
Cramps underscore man. Yo yo yo.
Window capture. Now I feel bad. I was gonna stop streaming soon. Counter? No, fishies. That's what I want. Yeah. And I will get rid of that. And 5 new guys. There we go. They're the little dudes. Ooh, 5 more guys.
Cramps _ mad. PogChamp.
Fuck.
Mr. Hungry YT.
Yet
Everyone
there
has
was
to
not a
join to
single
see the end
person
of the
here
stream,
either.
of course.
Feeling
That's
a
the best
wave
part.
of disbelief,
For
Stanley
real.
decided to go up to his
16899.
boss's office.
Had
Hoping
I
he'd
known
come
I
into
could
a
be adding him
staircase,
all this
Stanley
time, I
walked
obviously would
upstairs
have
to
been.
his boss's office.
Nah, you gotta save him, bro. For the big T, or the 5. I'm sorry. Ooh.
Mistech 43. Goal equals T-posing guy white out on screen.
Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for the breakfast, money crisp. Oh my god. Pete is gonna be knocking at your door. Oh man. Should I do this? Yeah, I'll do this. This is funner. I've already kind of done the other one.
Mistech 43.
Does it not go down?
Killed the panda. Cramps _ mad. So what is this game?
It's kind of just like absurdism.
Mr. Hungry YT. At Cramps _ man the best game.
All right, while I'm in this elevator, I'm gonna add those 10 T-posing guys.
Mr. Hungry YT.
Oh.
BTW, this elevator goes on forever until you stop it.
But what about this direction? I think I know. Maybe there's like a secret panel or something. How you doing, Cramps? I did not press that.
Mr. Hungry YT. That or until the song ends.
Tell
I
me.
don't remember. Mistech 43. Unlimited elevator music.
Doors monthly.
Cramps _ mad. Doing fine.
Are you like the Jonas Brothers?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication
Aw,
of
you
any
can't play the
human
piano.
life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This is not what I thought would happen. I think I'm going to a different ending.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I think this might be like different now because of that. So this game is just like
Mr. Hungry
you
YT.
walk around trying to find all the endings.
That's just a little bonus if you input it fast.
Okay. The last part of my phone number is 2483, and so I kept doing 2485 earlier because I think I just connected that in my head.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
So I've already been this
Facility.
way. I've been this way, but I accidentally turned the power on last time. I did turn the power off.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have
This would be a fun
the
VR
strength
game.
to find
Mr.
out?
Hungry YT. Once the elevator lift comes down, don't get on it right away.
Now the monitors.
Are you
jumped
talking
to
about from
their
before or
true
like
nature
later from now?
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the
Mr.
building.
Hungry YT.
Stanley's co-workers.
Eventually
The
the
lives
gate
of
will
so
reopen
many
and you can go
individuals
back.
reduced to
Oh.
images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them,
Mr. Hungry
eternally
YT.
monitored in this place
one coming
where
right up.
freedom meant nothing.
Once the elevator lift comes down, don't get on it right away. Okay.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only
CCTV.
reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
One of my ancestors was one of the first people to work with CCTV in America.
Mr. Hungry YT. Yeah, the gate behind you will open.
Do, 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 do.
Dagger 16899. I bet.
I could show you later, Dagger.
Mistake 43. This is so end of the Matrix.
Yeah, this game's sick.
Mr. Hungry YT. And then you can press the first button in the room.
This is that Kevin MacLeod music, bro. And it's so fucking loud. I can't even hear text-to-speech. It's so fucking loud. I don't even know if you can hear me right now. Oh my god. I can't hear me right now. Okay.
No, he refused
Oh,
to
that's-
believe it. He
that was
couldn't
all just
accept
nothing.
his own life in someone else's control.
Oh my God.
Never.
This game's
It was
pretty good.
Unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad.
I guess I
or
could go in that
content.
door this time.
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink
Mr. Hungry
in,
YT.
Stanley decided that this
Yeah.
Press
machinery
the
would
correct
never
button this
again
time,
exert
LUL.
its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once
I wish I had the zoom.
and
I want to
for
read that.
all.
Cramps_man. On.
No, I clicked on earlier. I fucked up. Is this the freedom ending?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Mr. Hungry
Yes.
YT.
He
Yeah,
had
there are
won.
console commands
He
to
had
find a zoom
defeated the
feature, but
machine,
you're ending soon, so no
unshackled
need.
himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere
I did it.
moments away.
Oh, wait a
And
minute.
yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Am I
How
not
had
gonna
he
get
been
free?
freed
I
from
better
the
get
machine's
freed, bro.
grasp? What other mysteries did this
Mistake
strange
43.
building hold? But
Don't go for
as
the
sunlight
cake.
streamed into the chamber, he realized
Nice.
none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge
trees.
or even power that he had been
This would
seeking,
fucking blind me,
but
IRL.
happiness.
Just
Perhaps
walking out
his
into
goal
seeing
had
this.
not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be.
Oh, it's like in Scotland or something.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way,
Mr. Hungry
right
Whitey.
now, that things
It is
were
now
meant to
Minecraft.
The
happen.
fact that the freedom ending is achieved
And
by doing
Stanley
exactly as you're
was
told.
happy.
Oh,
Crabs
LMAO.
underscore man. It is now Minecraft.
Wait, didn't... Yeah, wait a minute. This is doing exactly what you're told. I did not think of that. Fuck it, I'll do one more. But I don't even know how to find one more.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Mr. Hungry Whitey. Can I suggest one?
Yeah. Find... Zoom? Zoom binding
Mr. Hungry Whitey.
the
Disobey and go to the point with the lift. Mr. Hungry Whitey. That normally takes you to the phone.
Oh my god, this one seems so long. There's a YouTube video for this.
Mr. Hungry Whitey. But instead there's a path you can see that you can jump to. Mr. Hungry Whitey. While on the lift.
I'll do the Zoom thing later. 5 new guys. Okay. Disobey and go to the point with the lift. That normally takes you to the phone. Oh, Poutine, what up, bro? That's for my little Poutine boy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business...
What a
Stanley
gorgeous,
first
gorgeous
opened
for
the door on his left.
anyways. I still haven't gone down this way, actually. I always forget
Stanley
that
was
when I
so
come
bad
this
at
way.
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Alright, secret path. But instead there's a path you can take that you can jump to. I assume it's
Look,
like
Stanley,
this.
I think perhaps
this way.
we've gotten off on the wrong foot
Yeah.
here.
That
I'm
walkway
not
you
your
can see.
enemy, really.
What happens if I just fall right
I
here?
realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. What?
Bam!
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have
Boom.
zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully. This is
I'm literally getting red blue
Stanley
pilled right
walked
now.
through the red door.
Like I've already been disobeying thus far, you know.
Aha.
Crabs
Perhaps you
underscore
misunderstood. Stanley walked
Blue.
through the red door.
I'm getting blue pilled, baby.
Mistake 43. What if I told you?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Whoops. I went through the
All
blue
right,
door.
fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Oh.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? You
No.
would think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better?
I don't know.
What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I just want to go back.
Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new
Gramps
design,
_
and you can give me some feedback.
Little
There we go.
Hey!
Third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
It'd be so much funnier if I didn't go in there, though. Oh, I'll go in. This is like a fucking Shrek door, dude. What the hell?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
I feel like it was completely neutral, if I'm being honest.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion.
I'm
you know?
sorry.
Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings. Does that sound good?
It didn't
Think
make it
we can
better or
do that?
worse.
Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Am I on there? What? There's actually a leaderboard? Only 3% of players chose the blue door? Oh! I'm part of the 3%. That's cool. I bet that's all fucking fake, honestly, actually. I'm also not going to go in that door. Ah, never mind.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated
Mr.
to keep
Hungry
walking
YT.
through doors?
Yet
Again,
it's all fake.
honest answers, please.
Don't say that, mister. That made it better, yeah. I like the
I
leaderboard.
nearly forgot. I've got a
6899.
prototype of a new game I've been
Well, I'm
working
pretty
on,
sure
and
you
now
haven't
would be
been
a
playing
lovely
for 7.5
opportunity to give it some
hours.
play testing.
I haven't
Mind
been.
taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game,
Oh, it's the baby game!
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire,
Look at that
you
photorealistic
fail.
baby.
It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life.
Should I save the
I
baby
think
or
the
not?
art world will really
What's
take
the
notice.
consensus
But of
here?
course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4
Oh,
hours? of
4
play to
hours.
make sure it's effective. Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Mr. Hungry. Also, if you actually play this for 4 hours, you get an ending.
Aww.
Dagger16899. Save it, no matter the cost. Misdeck43. Games don't let you kill kids. Example Skyrim. Cramps_mad.
This sucks! I don't want to play this! Guys, oh man. 4 hours for the baby, you know? This is terrible. I'm letting the baby die. I'm doing it. I'll kill Cramps. I can't do... That's a baby! Oh, I'm sorry.
Heartless bastard.
Misdeck43.
Did you do it because you
This
hate
is an
babies, or
anti-pregnant.
because despite me?
Mr.
Because if it's the
Hungry
latter, well, I don't know
Rip
what to
baby.
do. I'm completely out of
Rip
ideas.
baby.
I can't think of a
Dagger
single thing that might
16899.
improve the experience for me.
Flip a
I'm not
rip.
even going to try.
You've heard of baby
I'm out.
stand.
I'm
Get ready
out.
for
I'm
Rip
done.
Baby.
It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain.
Let's play
Let's see.
Minecraft.
What do we have here?
Minecraft!
Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired.
What?
A game I had absolutely nothing to do
Mr.
with.
Hungry YT.
But is it enough?
LUL.
Tell me that, Stanley.
Cramps
Will it
underscore
ever
man.
be enough?
Holy
Well, I'll say
fuck.
this. I'm done making things for you.
What
From
the?
now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
It even does like the
Watch this, Stanley.
the volumetric
I'm
background.
going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
It's like a little seat. Let me in.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Ah, I can't spam the door.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it
Mistech
perfect?
43.
It could only be better if...
Creeper
Wait,
a man.
that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond.
What the
Diamond
fuck is this game,
everything.
dude?
Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
What the fuck? Can't jump, so watch the vertical. Watch the verticality. Damn, thought I could freaking boundary break.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No. L? Nah, L don't do nothing. What the fuck, dude?
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant.
Are we gonna
This
strip
won't
mine?
do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
No! Bro, what the fuck is this? What game's it gonna be? It's Portal!
Yes!
What
I
the
don't know
fuck?
this game. I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Open the door! Oh.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
The cake is a lie.
No,
Mistake was
actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care
No!
if you stumble through it.
Back to this shitty ass game.
Mistech 43. That looks pretty legit.
Filing cabinets. 86 feet? That's pretty big. Oh no! I thought it was just a really dark floor. Damn, this is like by far the most interesting ending, and like I never would have found this on my own.
Mr. Hungry YT.
I should remember
This
these.
part here is actually based on the original Half-Life mod version of TSP. Cramps underscore man.
LMAO.
Is this a horror game LOL? Mistech 43. If this game stuck me in The Shining, I might poop my Pampers.
I think I might be going in circles or something. Yeah, I'm right back where I started. Alright, so take a right. Take all rights. Alright. That's how you solve mazes, baby. Look at these textures, man. It's like, that's Blender or something right there. Wait, what? Is there not? I'm gonna head out. 427, that's Stanley.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Am I supposed to wait? Do I click? No, okay, it was here, it was here. Oh, that was it. Alright, well, I think that's a good place to end it. That was fun. Oh my god, if you have the... It shows your FPS counter on the little screen in the background. That's cool. Damn, that was sick. We got little guys. Oh, cramps. You haven't been in here in a while. I can save the progress now and then load them at will. On your suggestion. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by.
_man. PogChamp.
PogChamp. Got 5 more dudes. And yeah, now I also have added a button to just add 5. And you can like, oh man, 5 more. 5 more.
Mr. Hungry YT. Any chance of a follow-up TSP stream?
I could definitely do this like after some Tetris. Because I could just do this for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes and just do like a couple endings. Oh man, they're all like doubled right now because... Oh man, this looks really weird once you have like the... this effect. It looks like snow.
_man. How many endings are there?
Mr. says there are between
Mr.
18 and
Hungry
19. Yeah.
Like 18 or 19?
What's some epic music to end the day on?
Mistech 43. Wait, do we need half the guys? I know a solution.
You can get rid of half the guys.
18.5. Cramps _man. No mistake.
No mistake.
Dagger 16899. Please no. Cramps _man. No. Mistech 43.
Oh, okay, he won't.
Smiley face.
Happy music.
Mr. Hungry YT. TFW, you kill half the guys. Pride woo.
Pride woo. Best JoJo songs. Let's fucking go. This is not a best JoJo song. Alright, here we go.
Cramps _man. Do you know how many arbitrary points I've spent on this channel?
No, I don't think it tells me. It should though. Alright everyone, thanks for stopping by. A few, yeah.
A few.
We got some of these guys.
I thought they'd be grateful. I can see that I'll have to kill all line.
LMAO.
Mr. Hungry YT. More than 0.
I kind of forget what their faces look like. I think it's kind of just like... Nah, that's not it. They're way more dead in the face.
16899. Less than 999999999999990.
How can I?
Mr. Hungry YT.
What does the pog face look like?
For my sons ever again.
Does the? I'm gonna try to draw the pog face from memory. He's looking the other way, I think. No, he's looking this way.
Mistech 43. Your mouse heart drawing is like super practice.
He's like kind of smiling. Okay, well, yeah.
Hungry YT. LUL.
How the? Okay, yeah, he's like opening his mouth a little bit too. I don't know how this looks. How do you do a pog face? I don't know how to do a pog face at all. And he's kind of got that kind of hair. All right, boys. It's been a blast. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.